Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm setting my April goals, and since it's the end of the quarter, we're going to be going over my quarterly reflections as well and my quarterly compass. So I've actually got two of my quarterly books here. I'm using the MAKSELIFE quarterly companion notebooks. I love this system because what's really nice is I can see my goals and my weekly actions alongside my everyday planner. And I just love that aspect of it. Plus these are like small and compact and they just sit really nice on my desk because they lie flat and I love that. Okay, so what I have here is my first book that I used for the first quarter. I've got my goal setting here for my yearly goals, and then I've got my new quarterly book that I'm going to move into. I'm using the green one. One thing I'm really hoping for, and I put this on the survey that they recently sent out, is some different covers for next year. I'm just hoping that they do that. My wish is that they would take the covers from the flagship planners and put those images on these. I think that would be so awesome, but just something different next year is my hope. I'm sure they will because this is the second year they've used this same design. Okay, so here's what we're doing today, and I will show you the order that we're going to go in. First thing is we're going to go to the back of this booklet, and I'm going to go over my monthly reflections for March, and we're also going to check in with my quarterly assessment. Then we're going to move to this booklet and we're going to go to my April goals, my monthly goals here, and then we're going to set my weekly actions for the first week of April. I used this pen from Jelly Roll to do this, and I love how it looks. It looks so nice because the ink here is not black, it's actually a dark gray, and this is, I just love it. So I don't know what pen this is. I got it on JetPens, but it says 06 and it's the Moonlight line, if you are wondering. But I love this pen so much. It's not the most comfortable to write with, but I think it looks beautiful. Okay, so to start, let's go to my monthly reflections for March. And I do want to add a little bit of color to this and just make it look kind of a little cuter. That's usually what I do with these pages. So I do my monthly reflections on my own because I do it over several days. I'll just leave this open on my desk and then just add things as they come to me. So for March, my biggest wins of this month were a successful spring break trip. I got to spend some time with my sister and her family. I did some new things for my bedroom. I also started a cleaning routine. I am going to commit to one, and the one that has kind of floating to the top of my list is the Clean Mama routine. So I'm going to start that in April. Things that are currently working: reading. I'm reading a lot. My daily gratitude, family relationships, and taking a little bit of time off with spring break and then another day in there just to kind of get my legs under me. Things that are currently not working: my diet. I think it was just March was interrupted, I guess, by spring break, and it got me off of my schedule and everything. Also, my number of workouts and the intensity of them. My meal planning, I need to do better at that and dedicate time to it. Also, my sticker organization, that's going to be a major project in April and May, along with my sleep. Sleep is really bad. So something I'm going to work on next month. What I learned this month: I need to check in with my goals because 2 weeks off set me back. I took off the week before spring break because I was going to be gone that whole weekend, and then I took off the whole week of spring break, and I definitely felt it. Also, I need structure. I am one of those people that thrive on structure and having to-do lists, and I think that's why the Clean Mama routine is going to work really well for me. Also, inactivity affects me in a lot of different ways: mentally, physically, everything. Improvements or adjustments for the next month: yard work, that is starting up again because it is warmer outside. Also, my structured cleaning routine, and then making time for workouts and adjusting instead of skipping. So what I did in March was if I didn't really want to work out, instead of adjusting the workout, I just didn't do it at all. And I don't need to do that because I know that activity is good for me and it's good for my mental health. So I need to put some effort toward that, whatever that effort is for that day. What am I most grateful for? My family, time to rest and recharge before we get to the 8.5 more weeks of school, and my job. Habits I want to nurture, that cleaning routine, updating my budget, daily games. That has been like something that was really good in March. I should have put that on my like wins. And unplugging more. I need to do more of that. I think I just get sucked into my phone and like things going on my phone, and I need to just step away sometimes. So next month, focus is health and wellness. This month was really good, even though it had some, not so good moments too, some struggles, but it was really, really good. And I think a lot of that had to do with having a bit of a break, having some family time, things like that. So for this month, I'm just going to look at my mild liners here and figure out which one I want to use. I think I want to go with like gray and maybe this color because I really love this color so much. So let me grab those. Maybe even a yellow would be nice. So let me substitute that gray for this gray dot marker, and that will work really well with the gray, I think. Okay, so before we move on, this is just for like myself, but I want to add a little bit of color to this, so I'm gonna go do that and I will be right back. That looks really cute, like that a lot. Now, since it is the end of the first quarter of the year, I'm going to go through my quarterly assessment really quickly. So the way that this works is you take your previous scores. So these actually were my yearly scores from here, from January, well, really December. And then you also score yourself right now. So those are listed in this column. I forgot to put the totals, but basically they stayed the same or like barely changed at all. So things that I want to note that contributed to these results is I made some small changes, but I haven't seen the fruits of that labor yet, and I haven't done anything drastic, which could be a good thing. That's something I kind of noticed in March is like slow and steady and small may be the best way for me to make big changes in the end. 3 words to describe how I generally felt over the last 90 days: motivated, focused, also, and consistent. Then what is the biggest opportunity for growth and what area of life will be the main focus? Health and wellness. And I have a good foundation and mindset, but I need to step it up and be more consistent. Consistency and planning are key for me, I have found. So just like I did with my monthly reflections, I'm just going to add a little bit of color to this just to kind of bring it together. So there we go. We have this done. Now I am going to leave this open for me to reference when I start on my monthly goals, which is what we're going to shift to now. However, before we go, I do want to move over the things in my back pocket to my new booklet, which I'm using this green Dare to Dream one. So I think for this month, I'm going to use these stickers. So I'm going to stick these back here. I'll show you what I do with these in a minute. And then I'm also going to keep out the things to consider list because this really helps me when I'm forming those monthly goals. So those will be ready for next month if I choose to use them. So we're going to go to the monthly goals page in my new booklet here. And then I'm going to have my reflections open right here. I'm going to put those off to the side. So I've got this. My yearly goals, I've got my things to consider list, my monthly stickers from Planner Kate, and then I will use this sheet, the 1736B, for my weekly actions. I'm going to use these to create little dates up in the corner. This sheet right here is S1793 from Planner Kate, if you're interested. I will just color in the little, whatever you call that, the little side, the space open. Okay, so put those off to the side for now. Before we get into my monthly goals, let's just review things a little bit. I have videos, I will link them down below, for like all of the prep work that I did in this booklet for the year. I did a 3-part series. So this is my mind map. So my word of the year is thrive. And I have this Mud Love bracelet that I've been wearing, and it has really been like a true reminder. I'm gonna wear it until it doesn't work anymore, but for now it's like reminding me to think about my word and work on that every day. So there are 8 categories of the MAKSELIFE system, and they go in order counterclockwise here. So this is just like my thing that I like to look at to reconnect to my word of the year and my goals. And then if we go back a couple of pages, I've got my annual goals. I also looked at my intentions the other day because sometimes I don't always go back to this page, but this page actually really is helpful because it gives me kind of more perspective of what I was thinking when I set these goals and kind of, again, just reconnects me to them. So I've got my annual goals here for each category. I'm going to put them kind of beside each other is what I normally do so that you can see both at the same time. And I am going to be using this Jelly Roll pin. I think it's going to look really nice. So for each category, I do a focus and then I list my goals. So before we get to this, I'm going to go ahead and cover these up and put in my monthly stickers. So I'm going to grab these guys, and I think I'm going to fill in with this color. So I'm going to do April. Okay, so I'm going to white out these like headers here, and then I'm going to put the stickers in. All right, there we go. So I'm going to go in the back here and just slip these stickers in for next time. And then we are ready to get started. So I've got so much going on my desk right now, but we are going to make it work. All right, so we're going to start with my personal goals, which is the yellow category. So when I was starting to like brainstorm for this month, I thought about this post that I saw from Crime Junkie, if you follow that podcast, and they really suggest that you set up a file called If I Go Missing. And I know it sounds morbid, but I have already done it. I did it a few years ago, and it basically has like everything that your family and friends would need to give to the police or a private investigator or something if anything happened to you. And I know that it is like, it weirded out my mom a lot. My sister totally understood, but I need to update it because like my car has changed and things like that. A couple of like financial things I need to update. So I'm going to put that in my personal for this month. Also, one thing I was lacking in March was some self-care, like intentional time set aside for that. And that's something I want to carry over from like every month so far is reflection. So this is kind of like how I spend my time. It is connected to self-care, reflection, and then also just like it's not necessarily a routine. It's definitely not a hobby, but it's something that would be in this category for me. Because with personal, you have like planning and you have support and things like that. And I want to get that file updated, like for myself and for my family. So I think my focus for this month should just be like well-being, because I just need to take care of some things in a couple of different areas. So I think those 3 items would be the best thing for me to do. I'm going to put in 3 bullet points here. And then for my, I'll show you what I did in March. I haven't quite finished updating because I'm filming just a little bit early. But I did another color over here to the side. So I think I want to do like this color because it matches pretty well, I think. Let me test it out though, just to make sure. I think it will match. No, it's too green. Okay, let's do the yellow then for my like my habit tracker kind of things there. Okay, so let's go back over here and then get situated again. Okay, so focus is going to be well-being. I'm going to have 3 goals for this month. And then the only one I have to track would be my weekly reflections. No, also my self-care. So I will add some trackers to those. Okay, so let's just add a few little trackers here. I think we've got 4 months in April. Let me just check though. Yes, 4 months. So 4 dots here. Okay, moving on to fun and recreation as my next category. So just reviewing my annual goals here, I want adventure, I want some travel. I think I'm going to save a couple of these things for the summertime. I want to work on getting my passport. My sister and I actually talked when I was there about planning a trip for my 40th birthday, which is 2 years away, 2 and several months away. But we do want to start planning it now, and because it's going to be like an overseas trip. So I do want to work on getting my passport this summer. But for this month, I think some outside time, a hike for sure. And I want to start like saving for these trips. Like start putting that as a line item in my budget, which I could put in financial, but I think I want to put it here. I also accidentally forgot to cancel a Blue Apron order, and it just showed up during spring break, and it was actually really good because it got me cooking again. I haven't been doing a lot of cooking lately, and it was fun. So I want to do Blue Apron, I think over Easter weekend. I think that might be kind of fun because I have like a 4-day weekend. So I'm going to put that in here too. So my focus this month is going to be, let's see, I like these words for my focus sometimes. How about joy? I think joy might be good because it kind of encompasses all 3 of those things. So let me put in 3, and my focus will be joy. Okay, I don't need any trackers for those, so let's go over to work and learning next. All right, so my yearly focus is to seek knowledge. I want to do some different things. I want to do some work and some YouTube stuff, and I want to do, for sure, some like work boundaries, because that was something that came up last month, that like I don't have to return emails on my day off. It's something that I need to put as like a firm line. Also, I have been asked to create a budget template based on what I do each month. And so I've got it done actually. I just need to make sure that all the formulas are correct and it looks nice and everything works well. And then I need to like post that that's available for people to get a copy of. Also, I want to continue doing like some research and possibly a book study at work. And then the other thing, which I think I already mentioned, was my sticker organization. That needs to be worked on a lot. So for this month, I think that my focus should just be like some like maintenance things. I don't know what word I should choose for that. I think I'm going to go with contributions, because it's not only for me, but also for others that I do these things. So I've got 4, and I think none of them require a tracker. So I'm going to put 4 here. And then my focus is going to be contributions. All right, there we go. And then moving to family and relationships, I want to keep these pretty similar to last month. So I want to FaceTime with my sister at least once. I want to check in with my parents a couple times a week and do some kind of fun activity with my friends. I have some ideas, but I think we need to like crowdsource and figure out what we want to do. I think my focus should be this word, appreciate. It's my yearly focus, and I really want to just kind of foster some bonds and things like that. So though I do have a couple trackers there for the check-in with my parents, so I will add that. So focus is going to be appreciate, and yeah, 3 things. I thought of one more. I'm going to add here, send Easter packages to my nephews and my middle sister. We're about halfway through here, so let me know down below if you're working on your goals alongside with me, because I love when y'all do that. I think it's so fun, and I think it can be motivating for me and for y'all, so let me know. Okay, let's go to health and wellness. Now for this month, I kind of want to do a little bit of a reset from last month, because that was one thing that I put in my reflections here that I need to like just tighten things up and focus a little bit more. So I'm going to include that. I do have a weight loss. I've been on a plateau. So I think I want to put it in there that I want to meet this weight loss goal. And I said it last month. It's totally doable. It's not anything crazy. Maybe that will be some motivation this month if I have a different mindset. I also want to continue doing some strength work, because that seems to be like something that I need when I do it. Like, it feels good. I also, as it gets warmer, want to do some walks and some rowing, and then meal planning also. I want to bring in and just kind of get back into that routine. And sleep also, I think I should add to this list because it's something I mentioned in my reflections and it is necessary. I'm going to work on this, getting a general practitioner this summer. But my stretch goal for this year is healing, like overall, whether that's mental, physical, emotional, everything. So I think just keeping and building on that foundation that I've done for the past 3 months. So it's going to be a lot of repeats from the past couple of months is what I'm saying. Not that y'all would probably notice, but we're just going to kind of stay the course. So my focus, maybe that's what it should be, like stay the course, because I don't really want to do anything drastic like I mentioned. So yeah, let me do that for my focus. And then I'm going to have, I think, 5 goals here with some trackers. Then let's go to spiritual and personal growth. So again, we're just kind of staying the course here. I want to continue with my daily stoic at work. I read this cleaning book, but I think I want to reread it because I read it all in one day, the whole thing. And I've been working on, and we'll get to it in my physical environment, but I'm working on a cleaning routine, which is what this book is about. And I think I want to read it again in like a week or two to like see where I'm at and what is the next step, because you kind of go into it slowly and add pieces as you go. So I think I want to do that, and then a donation, and just continuing with my daily gratitude, because gratitude practice has been something that I really have been prioritizing and it's been really good. And I want to do, I think I want to do, there's an organization in my town called the Refugee Language Project, and I've been following them for a while. I've donated to them before. They're just doing amazing work, and I just see their Instagram posts and they're amazing. So I'm going to donate to them and the other things I mentioned. So I think that was 4, and I think I only need trackers for a couple of them. So what did I say my focus was? I don't think I did. Focus, I think, should be, let's look at my list here, see if I'm missing anything too. Okay, I think I want to do purpose. I'm pretty sure I did that last month, but purpose is a really good focus for this category for me. All right, let's go to financial. So I'm going to just switch over here. The thing about this pen that I'm realizing is I write where I like can smudge, and I've smudged about 3 times now, but if I will just be a little more careful, I think I can make it work. Okay, so for financial, a couple of things here. Things that I need to carry over from last month that didn't get done that I need to do is meet with my financial advisor and up my 403B. I always reevaluate that at the beginning of the year and mid-year of the school year. I also know that I need to renew my state park pass, and then just a kind of a like thing that I don't have on here, but it's just like ingrained, is to update my budget every week several times. These other things here, I've got the savings, but I put that in fun and recreation for now. And then just kind of building on this retirement section right here. So yeah, spending within my means is updating my budget because it helps me like focus with that. By the way, I will go ahead and leave my template that I talked about earlier in the description if you want to check it out. It's a Google Sheet. You can get a copy of it and see if that works for you. It does all the math for you because I'm not a math person. So if you're into that, I will link that into the description. So for focus for this month, I think it needs to be something about just like taking care of business, which I'm pretty sure I did that last month, but let's see here. How about just planning? Because a lot of this is just like future planning or even management. Let's do management. Okay, almost done with the monthly goals. Last one is physical environment. So if you've been following along, I am working on a bedroom and bathroom like project, and I've gotten so much done already. But the thing that I need to do this month for that is to start buying like painting supplies. I'm not buying my paint yet, but just to spread everything out so that I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff in the summer and just like blow up my budget, I'm going to go ahead and buy like the supplies minus the paint, and then I'll buy the paint in June when I actually work on this. The other thing that I want to do is to start work on the Clean Mama routine, but just like pieces of it. So I'm going to start with just the weekly and daily tasks, and then I'm going to reread the book for next steps, and then possibly take a next step. So however I'm going to word that, that's what I want to do. And then just like some maintenance things. I need to do some yard prep, like spring cleaning my yard situation. I already like did one round of fertilization, but I need to do another and some other things. I also need to start watering on a regular basis. So I think I'll make that an item here. How about support? Because like the cleaning routine and buying the supplies, also like just getting my yard ready is kind of like supporting my yard and like supporting goals with that. So I think that I will do support, and then those 4 items. Okay, there we go. Here are my monthly goals for April. Really excited about this. I know it's a lot, like definitely more than the previous 3 months, but I think I'm ready for it. So I want to kind of have a little bit more structure and like things to do this month. So let's talk about weekly actions. That is the 3rd step here. Before we get into this, I'm going to grab my Planner Kate stickers, and I'm going to use these purple ones for this month because in my mind, purple is April. I've been trained by the EC colors. So I'm just going to put these stickers up in the top right corner for the 4 weeks in April. All right, there we go. They are all set up. So let's go to the first week. I'm going to be flipping back and forth between these 2 pages. So let me get the dates for this because I know some of them have to be in March. So let me check that real quick. All right, so we're looking at March 28th through April 3rd. There we go. And let's get into it. So for this month, or for this week, I really want to like start strong. So I'm going to grab, should I do yellow? Let me do gray. We'll just go all gray for this week. So for this week, personal, let's flip over here and see what I can pull. So definitely weekly reflections and self-care. I think I'm going to save this for later, maybe Easter weekend when I have a little extra time, because that's going to take some time. So let me put those 2 things in. For fun and recreation, I don't have time for a hike, but I can adjust my budget for my trips and make sure that Blue Apron order is like ready for the right weekend. For work and learning this week, I do want to start like getting ready for this, but I don't want to start it quite yet, I don't think. And then maybe getting that budget template out to everybody so that y'all have that. Family and relationships. So I definitely want to contact my parents, and I want to start working on the Easter goodies because I think those need to go out like the next week. So I kind of want to like get all the supplies for that. So for health and wellness. All right. So already mentioned, I want to like tighten things up and I want to like continue with this stuff. So strength workout, walking for sure because the weather looks really good, meal planning, and sleep. I'm just going to do those first 4 and just start there. All right, next up is spiritual and personal growth. So daily gratitude. I'm going to wait on my donation until the next pay period starts. I'm going to wait on the cleaning book, just getting my feet wet and on that. So I'm going to wait for a couple more weeks for that one. But I do want to do daily stoic. So let's do daily gratitude and daily stoic. All right, financial. So I think I want to contact and like set up the financial advisor meeting and then update my budget. I think I have a few more weeks on the park pass to renew. So I'm going to wait on that one. But those 2 I can definitely do. For physical environment, I want to work on watering my yard, I think, and then the clean mama routine and those first steps. I think I'm just going to leave it at that because I wanted to warm up just a little bit more before I start more of this, and I can wait until after the next pay period for buying my supplies. All right, we are finished. So if you are wondering, this took me about like less than an hour, like 50 minutes or so from start to finish, and that's with talking with you. So if I were to do this on my own, it would take about maybe 30 minutes. So let's go over what we did real quick just to recap. So I did my monthly reflections for March. I also checked in with my quarter one quarterly assessment and just kind of set the tone for quarter two. I wrote my monthly goals based on my annual goals, also added in some habit trackers there. And then I set up my weekly actions for the first week of April. So we are done. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some inspiration or even just like gave you some time to sit down and work on this with me. I just want to give you some encouragement that if you are struggling, back off and start small again and then build back up. There's no like timelines on any of this stuff. You can work at your own pace. So I want to just send some good vibes your way. But if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload. Please leave any questions or comments down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.